back. This time we're going to be talking about the MCU, that would be the Marvel Cinematic Universe. So, Kevin, let's see if I can say this right. Feige? Fuck you say that. Anyway, Kevin Feige. It's probably not right.
I
I'm
don't
so
know how
bad
to
with
say
names.
it either.
Okay, just slipped my mind. I've known how to say this, but anyway, Kevin Feige facing fire as former showrunner slams Marvel's failures and audience fatigue. Okay, now this person, Bo DeMayo. I don't. I mean, I've seen him interviewed, on some of these same shows that I've been on. Even I don't like him myself. I don't. Uh, he's gay. There's nothing wrong with that. Nothing. Absolutely. But he's like blatant about it and does these thirst trap pictures and a bunch of nonsense like that. I don't care for that. But anyway, Bo DeMayo, the disgraced original creator of the animated series X-Men 97, that was almost a masterpiece. If they hadn't had uh what's his name, the shapeshifting one chasing
More.
Wolverine. Yeah, like like he was hungry and desperate for him. That killed it. But anyway, see, that's my point. That's what this Bo DeMayo does. He inserts this nonsense into it. Ooh. Anyway, so he was fired before the start of his second season and has been openly critical of Marvel Studios and its leadership under Kevin Feige. I hope I got that name right. Feige. anyway, he was fired because supposedly he was acting inappropriate, sending pictures and stuff. I'll believe it from what I've seen out of him. But with that being said, he does have some good points. And he almost did a good job on X-Men 97. I mean, if you take a little detail here and there out, it would have been a masterpiece. So, I'm going to go on this other tab. Here is some interesting things he said here. So, he's talking about when he's going to try to, give them an idea to see if they're going to pick up on it. You basically sit in a room with Kevin Feige and Lou D. Esposito. God damn, I hate these names. And try to pitch your movie while also realizing that Kevin just wants you to dictate his rushed thoughts. Okay. You're even told not to try to pitch ideas from comics because Lou isn't a big comic guy and it'll turn him off. Okay, for Marvel now. For Marvel is like before they send you your room, do not pitch comic ideas.
Well, I'm very confused.
Okay.
Okay.
You sit and talk about craft and story and characters only to have Kevin and Lou say, yeah, well, all we need to do is make sure it's fun, etc., etc. So they're not interested in character development, depth, the history, the comic story, the fan and the love from fans. No, make it fun. Okay, it gets worse, but anyway. There's no spark. There's no vision. Marvel is a slaughterhouse factory where you watch fresh meat get spoiled as it slowly makes its way through the assembly gears of mediocrity, mediocre thinking, and this weird hatred for their own product. Now that hit it right on the head. The weird hatred for their own product, and I'm like, that nailed it so perfectly in my opinion. Weird hatred for their own product reminds me of YouTube. Anyway,
Okay, so now we know why the Marvel movies have stunk so damn bad. They hate making They hate making comic movies, and they're a comic company. I mean,
Yeah, and
it's
they
ridiculous.
think they think the winning formula is make it fun. Okay, making it fun is great, but if everything else about it is so shallow, that fun isn't gonna carry it. So at the core, DeMayo's criticism is a profound lack of confidence in Kevin Feige and Marvel Studio leadership. He questions whether fans should continue to trust the upcoming slate when storytelling and creativity appear to have stalled. I say no. In fact, I've long tuned out of MCU. Is it's not, didn't work for me, after, especially after that last Avengers movie.
Yeah, that was bad. That was really bad.
DeMayo bluntly asked, "Who cares at this point?" as Marvel churns out project after project with little innovation. Well, yeah, I do feel that way. I mean, okay, like the Thunderbolts. I looked at the trailer and I was like, it could be good. It could be, but it's Marvel. It's Marvel, right? Watched the movie and I was like, okay, okay, it was okay. What I mean, what can I say? It was okay. For one, there's too much. There's too much of it out there. You don't get that rush or that thrill, and it's like, yeah, okay, more CGI, more CGI. It's like, ooh, they shot a laser beam CGI. Ooh, I'm excited. I've already seen this 1,000 times before,
Well, I
and
mean,
and, and it looks the same, or the CGI looks the same.
yeah, it's just the same thing over and over and over again. But I know when I watched the Thunderbolts trailer, I was interested in it. But then I watched the movie and I'm going, I cannot believe I wasted my time with this. I wasted my time. I never again.
Okay, so he's talking about the meetings here. He evokes a toxic environment detailed by former Marvel staffer Bo Deal. I don't know if that's a type or what. But anyway, who describes sessions where Feige and his team routinely dismiss creative input of writers and encourage avoiding reliance on established comic book lore. I've said many times, the comic stories from way back, they're there, they're great. Why are they rewriting this stuff and making it worse? The comic stories were fucking great. Not, of course, not all of them, but we're talking about the ones that weren't good enough to be made into a movie. I'm like, they already have the story, but apparently they're not interested in comic book lore. They don't. They're like, oh, you're talking about from the comic. No, we're not going to have that.
I mean, it'd make their job a lot easier at that. All they'd have to do is follow the damn story, you know?
Key leaders aren't big comic guys and prefer content that prioritizes fun and superficial appeal. That shows. That truly shows. Now, like I said, I'm not crazy about this Bo DeMayo, but he's right. I mean, damn, is he have, he hit the nail on the head with this one.
Well, I think as a lot of people would say he's bitter, but I don't think so. I think he's
Oh,
more
I think
heartbroken.
he is. I think he is bitter, but he's not wrong, and that's the point.
Well, I got the impression that he's more heartbroken because he was in something and he loved it and they just
Yeah,
trashed it.
it does feel like he had a love for Marvel, certain Marvel things. Yeah, it feels that way.
Yeah, and they
So
just trashed it.
DeMayo recalls that even when Feige expressed some interest in comic based concepts, others would reject them as too comic booky. He likens Marvel creative process to an assembly line that grinds down creativity and passion, calling it a slaughterhouse factory where quality projects are destroyed by poor leadership and arrogance. that sounds so accurate. It does. Okay, so this is interesting. This is a back and forth on X, Twitter. So somebody says, I think Kevin didn't have much faith in Fantastic Four and used them only to introduce them to the MCU. I doubt that part two of them will be seen in the coming years. And Bo Demayo replied, oh no, he did. Just as he was deeply involved in Your Friendly Neighborhood Spider-Man, you know, that woke CGI cartoon thing that they made where they changed the whole story and they made everybody black and gay and stuff.
Yeah.
Okay, so, but as soon as project underperforms, they're quick to pivot Kevin away from it to protect his name and then glom him onto anything that's good. So they were banking on that Spider-Man project to take off and it didn't. And they're like, they rushed him away from it to the next name, which was, I guess, Fantastic Four. And
Yeah.
then it's not performing too well either. Surprise.
Well, they made Silver Surfer a female of all things.
Oh, they did a lot more than that. It had, you know, from my understanding, I haven't seen it, but from my understanding, it was like girl boss all over the place. And
Yeah.
then these girl bosses basically destroyed their own universe and then ran to the regular Marvel one. And what are they going to do there now?
Probably
Okay.
mess everything up and destroy that too.
Demayo's candid assessment highlights serious problems inside Marvel Studios. The future of MCU may depend on whether its leaders recognize how far off course they have fallen or whether they are willing to make the changes necessary before the fan base turns away for good. They're not.
Well,
they're not going to listen. They're not going to learn. We know this.
I think the fan base needs to turn away from it for good and put their energy into the independent comic companies.
Oh yeah,
That's what
I
I think.
fully agree. I fully agree. The independent. I mean, it used to be. It should be like the old days where there was a comic rack in every store you go into. Now those were the days, and that's when you get really into the comics because they were always available and they were paper in your hand. It just gave a whole different feel from reading things digitally.
Yeah.
But yeah, I hope they do fire his Feige ass. I'm still not sure that's how you say his name, but whatever. Okay, we're out.